This video is going to walk you through the collaboration tools basics. It's going to be an overview of many tools. Each of those tools that we talk about have additional resources and videos for training. Google Suite, or G Suite for Education, is a suite of tools that can help increase opportunities for critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity, all while supporting your learning objectives and your ability to work with others. The tools that you'll have access to are, in this case, kind of segmented into different areas. So your collaboration tools are going to be Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Forms. In your communication tools, we'll be focusing on Gmail or Google Meet. And then you also have some classroom tools and some organization tools that will be featured in videos moving forward. To kind of set the stage for looking at technology, I'm going to introduce you to this framework. It's called the SAMR framework, SAMR being an acronym for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. This is a basic educational technology framework that kind of sets the lens for why you introduce new tools into your kind of tool bag of things that you're going to be using either professionally with your students to kind of just help with really engaging students, but also just with your productivity as you work. So, at a basic level, if you imagine that you were going to be giving an assignment for your students to do, and the assignment was write a paragraph about what you did this weekend. That's your basic assignment. At a substitution level, technology is acting as a direct tool substitute with no functional change. So instead of giving your students paper and pencil to do this task, you might instead give them a word processing tool like Microsoft Word, or in this case of Google, we're looking at Google Docs. That's going to be your comparable to Microsoft Word. So all you're doing is having the same task. You're just giving them technology to be able to do that task. There's not really a whole lot of functional change. Augmentation is when you're giving that direct tool substitute, but you're adding some kind of functional improvement. So at a very basic level, augmentation can be something as simple as writing a paragraph and then using the spell check and grammar check tools to assist students with just kind of that basic task. Once you start, and those are kind of the enhancements. So technology is acting as an enhancement for what you were previously doing. When you want to get in deeper in technology, you're looking at transformation. So modification and redefinition. You're kind of redesigning your task so that without technology, these tasks really aren't transforming the way that you're teaching or just kind of working and productivity wise. So modification is you're redesigning a task to really more engage students, transform what students are doing. And at the highest level, your redefinition. So maybe instead of just having your students write a paragraph about what their weekend, maybe they're posting it on a blog that other students in their classroom, or maybe it's a wide open blog for anyone in the world to comment on their ideas. So redefinition is really something that you strive to do every once in a while. However, substitution and augmentation are awesome ways to maybe just increase productivity, increase your workflow as you're going through and using technology. So really thinking about embedding technology and finding tools that help to either enhance or transform the way that you're working, teaching, or learning. So the first thing you're going to want to make sure is that you have Google Chrome added onto your computer. Google Chrome is built for the tools that we're going to be using. So if you have another browser, that's great. But when you're using Google tools, I would recommend using Google Chrome because you're going to have a lot just of cleaner workflow as you're going. So here are the directions here. If you have any technical problems, you can reach out to one of the coaches and they can help you with that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you through just kind of a basic overview of how to access these tools, how you're going to get in to your collaboration tools and all future Google tools moving forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit out of the slideshow that we're in now, and I'm going to navigate to google.com. From here, you can see that you have this little icon up here. This is right now my picture because it's what I'm logged in under. If you click on it, you'll see other information about your account. We'll revisit your picture here in just a moment. You'll know that you're logged in because you'll either see your initials or an image, depending on how you've set up your account. I want to now direct your attention to what I call the waffle. It's this 9-dot series here. When you click on it, it's going to bring up a quick way to access these tools that we're talking about. So if you needed to access Google Drive, you'll come up to the waffle and you'll go to Google Drive. As you start to navigate around different Google tools, you'll see that that waffle, even if I click on Google Drive, that waffle still remains here at the top, and I'm able to navigate to additional tools moving forward. So again, you're going to go to google.com, make sure you're signing in with your credentials for your SACID account, and then you can navigate via the waffle icon here at the top. You can also access any of these tools directly from their direct link or URL. So for example, if I want to go to Google Drive, if I didn't want to go to the waffle, I could always type in drive.google.com. All of the tools that you have will have a direct link as well. Many of you will be having an experience where you'll need to toggle between your accounts, whether it's a personal and professional account, whether it's a member district account and your SACID account. You'll need to know how to toggle between multiple different Google accounts. So when I come over here to my main page, and you'll see that on any of my Google Suite pages, I'll see my icon up here at the top. When I click on it, I'm able to quickly and easily toggle between different accounts. So these are different accounts that I have, both professional and personal. I can also add additional accounts. So as you start working within Google and that Google environment, you're able to toggle between two accounts. So if I quickly need to jump from my SACID account into a member district account, you can quickly just click here and you'll automatically be signed in. The nice feature here is that all of the things that you have under one account will automatically change when you log into your new account. If you're experiencing problems with not being able to open files, that someone might email you, you'll want to make sure you're signed into the correct account in which that person has shared that document or resource with you. So you'll want to make sure if you run across a time where you don't have access to a file that someone sends you, or you experience a time when you can't log in, or you can't, you kind of reach a roadblock for whatever instance, I'd recommend checking and toggling and making sure you're either in your SACID account, your member account, or logging out of your personal account if you're also using Gmail and Chrome for that. So I've touched on this a little bit already, but all of the G Suite tools for education are cloud computing tools. So cloud computing, at its very simplest terms, means that you're storing and accessing data or programs over the internet instead of your computer's hard drive. You have access to these cloud materials from any device by signing in with your credentials. So if your computer, the battery dies and you don't have the charger for some reason, you could log into a colleague's computer or another computer at the school that you're at, and you'll have all of those materials easily accessible to you. So the nice piece is that as you start working within the Google environment, you'll notice that the kind of workflow to be able to quickly and easily access your materials regardless of what computer network you're on or wireless network, what device you're on, you'll have access to all of those files. The nice part about cloud computing as well is that almost always files will save automatically. So in all of our Google tools that we access, Google Drive, Google Slides, Google Sheets, you'll notice that things save automatically. So you don't have to worry about losing any of your progress as you work on your files. So the basic collaboration tools that you'll have access to, and each one of these 5 things here does have a video that goes more in depth on each one of these things. So you'll have access to Google Drive, which is your cloud based storage and file management tool. So think of it as your online file cabinet where you'll have access to your drive, where you author and create and organize. You'll have the files that are shared with you from your colleagues and team members. You'll also have a shared drive, which is going to be things that are SACID organizationally um, kind of files that are put together for different programs and different areas within the SACID organization. Your Google Docs is going to be your word processing tool. Google Sheets is going to be your data and spreadsheet tool. Google Slides is your presentation and slideshow tool. And then Google Forms is your data collection tool. So as you start to access these tools, you may notice that some of the files that you had previously in other areas within the SACID organization have already been migrated for you. They will be either located in your drive, in the My Drive section, or in the shared drive, and that's going to be that, again, SACID organization drive. You'll also have the ability to upload files, either single files at a time or groups of files. So if you'd like to migrate all of the files from your computer's hard drive, you'll have the ability to do that. And I'll show you how to do that. So again, each one of the tools, including Drive, which is the tool we're in now, will give you the ability to, you'll have a video tutorial for each one of these tools, but just showing you the basic of if you wanted to store and organize files within Drive, you can just come over here to the New button and either upload a single file or a folder upload, meaning an entire folder from your computer desktop. So that's the basic collaboration tools. Again, each one of the tools that I mentioned here, Drive, Docs, Sheets, Slides, and Forms, does have an additional video that kind of walks you through the basics of that tool and kind of gets you, into those tools. All of the tools that we mentioned here are also going to have advanced videos down the road that will take you more into the instructional components and the advanced features within each of the tools as well.